What's going on, Algebra 1? We are finishing up chapter 2B. With 2B.4, we have parallel lines and perpendicular lines. Parallel lines are two different equations that have the same slope, so the same m, and that y equals mx plus b. And then perpendicular lines are opposite reciprocals. So we take the fraction or we take the whole number, we flip it upside down, and if it's a positive, we make it negative. If it's a negative, we make it positive. So for example, if we have the line y equals 1/3 x plus 2, a line that is parallel, and there's infinite lines that are parallel, there's not just one or not just two, would be y equals 1/3 x plus, and then I made up this y-intercept of 4. We know it's parallel because it has the same slope as this first equation. Our second line would be perpendicular because we flipped the fraction upside down and changed it from a positive to a negative, and then again I just made up a y-intercept. We'll get into finding the y-intercept later. So if we had -3/1, you'd actually just see that as -3. Here in this example, we have y equals 3x plus 4, and we want to find the line that is parallel to this line and passes through the point 214. So we are going to start a fresh line with y equals mx plus b. Our slope, since it's parallel, is going to be the same, so our m is 3. Our point gives us the x value to plug in and the y value to plug in. So instead of y equals mx plus b, we have 14 equals 3 times 2 plus b. Y equals mx plus b. I just plugged in these values to their letters, to their variables. Now we are solving for b. 3 times 2 is 6. How do we get a positive 6 over? We subtract it. 14 minus 6 is 8. B is by itself. What two things do we need for a line? We need the slope and the y-intercept. Well, here's our slope. Here's our y-intercept. Here's our line. Our last example, we are going to find a perpendicular line to the same line, y equals 3x plus 4, and it's still through that point 214. But this time, since it's perpendicular, we need to flip this whole number, flip it upside down so it's 1/3, and then make it negative because it was positive up here. Again, we have our x and y from this point. Let's plug it in. We have 14 equals -1/3 times 2 plus b. There's our y, there's our slope, there's our x, solving for b. So we have -1 times 2 divided by 3, that's -2/3. We could add 2/3 over, but I think fractions are messy, so we're going to multiply the whole thing. So I'm just going to get rid of the bottom of this fraction. I'm going to multiply 3 to everything in here. So 14 times 3 is 42. -2/3 times 3 is just -2. And then 3 times b is 3b. How do I get a -2 over? We're going to add it. So we have 44 equals 3b. Get b by itself. Let's divide by 3. And it's ugly, but here's our y-intercept. Not all of them are going to be ugly, just with the numbers that I made up. This one was. So now we have our slope. We have our y-intercept. We have our line.